All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as to the world. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as to the world. Now, the Kanu petitions US, UK, EU, 18 others seeking urgent intervention for release from unlawful detention in a petition dated August 22, 2025, and signed by himself from the custody of the Department of State Service DSS in Abuja. Kanu described himself as a prisoner of conscience and accused the Nigerian judiciary of enabling his prolonged unlawful detention through what he called unconstitutional and politically motivated rulings. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has petitioned several foreign missions and international organizations in Nigeria, appealing for urgent intervention to secure his release and to compel the Nigerian government to end his trial and uphold the rule of law. In a petition dated August 22, 2025, and signed by himself from the custody of the Department of State Service DSS in Abuja, Kanu described himself as a prisoner of conscience and accused the Nigerian judiciary of enabling his prolonged unlawful detention through what he called unconstitutional and politically motivated rulings. The IPOB leader addressed the petition to United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, France, the European Union, the Netherlands, Sweden, Amnesty International, the Red Cross, the African Union, ECOWAS Court, Kenya, South Africa, Norway, Denmark, Japan, Brazil, Israel, Finland, and Austria. Kanu, a dual Nigerian-British citizen, said his continued detention since June 2021 violates both domestic and international legal standards. He urged the international community to pressure Nigeria to respect constitutional supremacy, judicial precedence, and international human rights treaties. The Supreme Court lawlessness, compounded by the Court of Appeals' illegal stay of execution, undermines the rule of law, and I seek your assistance to restore justice, Kanu stated. Kanu recalled that on October 13, 2022, the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted him, ruling that his 2021 extraordinary rendition from Kenya had violated Nigeria's Extradition Act and his constitutional right to a fair trial. On October 28, 2022, the Nigerian government obtained a stay of execution of the ruling, a decision Kanu described as alien to criminal jurisprudence, citing previous Nigerian judgment, Ejiofor versus FRN, Abacha versus State, which held that liberty cannot be suspended after acquittal. He noted that from October 2022 to December 2023, he remained in detention without fresh charges for 14 months, a situation he said breached the Nigerian constitution. The International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR, and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. On December 15, 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the acquittal and remitted the case for a trial, even while acknowledging the illegality of his rendition. Kanu argued that the ruling violated the principle of double jeopardy and exceeded the court's jurisdiction. The Supreme Court assumed jurisdiction it did not have, undermining constitutional supremacy, he said. Kanu accused both the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal of undermining constitutional supremacy and engaging in political activism in his case. He described Justice Haruna Simon Tuzami's decision to grant a stay of execution as a barbaric assault on the rule of law. He also referenced reports by the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, which he said documented systematic judicial bias against IPOB members. The IPOB leader said this decision is a barbaric and illegal act wholly unknown to criminal law jurisprudence anywhere in the world. It constitutes constitutional criminality of the highest order, exhibiting a shocking lack of fidelity to the Nigerian constitution. Nigerian jurisprudence unequivocally prohibits stays of execution in criminal matters, particularly where liberty is at stake. Kanu urged the United Kingdom to intervene, arguing that his detention breaches the European Convention on Human Rights and the UK's obligation to protect its citizens. He further called for Magnitsky-style sanction against Nigeria officials complicit in judicial lawlessness. Kanu in the petition asked the foreign mission to demand the Nigeria comply with Abacha vs. State and Ejiofor vs. FRON by enforcing the Court of Appeal discharge retroactively to October 13, 2022, nullifying my arbitrary detention, declaring the October 28, 2022 stay illegal, and securing my immediate release. Condemned judicial lawlessness by declaring the Supreme Court's reversal and the Court of Appeal stay violation of stay theses, constitutional supremacy, and the ICCPR/ECHR protections, he said. Hold the UK accountable by invoking R. Evans to compel emergency diplomatic action, including Magnitsky sanction against complicit Nigeria officials, escalate his case internationally by supporting referral to the ECOWAS Court, African Court, or ICC if Nigeria refuses compliance. The IPOB leader stressed the Supreme Court, December 15, 2023, reversal compounded by the Court of Appeal's illegal state of execution on October 28, 2022, represent a systematic collapse of rule of law in Nigeria. My 14th-month arbitrary detention enabled by UK inactions exposed discriminatory neglect and judicial lawlessness. Your urgent intervention is critical to halt my persecution, uphold constitutional governance, and prevent my possible death in custody. Kanu was first arrested in 2015 on charges of treasonable felony and granted bail in 2017. He left Nigeria after a military raid on his residence but was forcibly returned from Kenya in June 2021 under dispute circumstances. His trial has since been marked by legal controversies, with critics accusing the Nigerian government of flouting judicial rulings to keep him in custody. All right, this is concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, as the case continues. And Kanu is seeking the intervention of international community in this particular case, as according to him, that the Nigerian law and the Nigerian law court has violated him and has not done what it should have done as it should be. All right, and that is the truth. Of course, you know how the case has been moving for some time now, where the appellate court has discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but somehow the Supreme Court still uphold the case and took up a stay of execution of the particular case that had already been acquitted by the appellate court. I wonder how these things are being done. The lawyers understand these things better, but as it is, you and I know that this is political. Whatever that is going on in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is actually political as it is. All right, in another case, a mother in tears as 3-year-old son drowns in well after weekend visit with father. All right. Please, if you have a small child, all these small children, please try and make sure that you know their whereabouts. And one thing about little children, what this is happening live, where a little child who went to visit the father drowned in a well. And also, please, if you are living in these areas that are usually these big wells, where big wells are dug, please kindly make sure that the life of your loved ones, especially your words, your little ones, are well secured. And also, whenever children grow silent, whenever you see that they are very silent, just know that they are committing something that is not supposed, because that is when children are usually silent in order not for you to notice what they are doing. All right, this is my advice. I think that the Nigerian government should do the needful because everybody deserves what is good. They should do the needful. They should do what they should do, because if the nation continues like this, what are they expecting the younger generation to learn? Is it to walk in their own footsteps or to bring about change that will, affect the nation positively. The decision is theirs. Alright, if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you'll be the first to collect it. Thank you for listening. God bless you.